It's YouTube time. So what I thought would be a good exercise for myself is to go ahead and create the Iceberg for Twitch. I've gone ahead and I've created my own little Twitch tier list, okay? Basically, it goes from the top. So the first, we've got the normie tier. These are the first three. So let me start with PogChamp. As we all know, PogChamp was recently removed. But for people who don't know Twitch, PogChamp is basically an emote. When something exciting happens or something even just good happens, you say PogChamp. PogChamp was recently replaced with this. PogChamp was created from this image of this guy in front of a green screen. His name is GodX. The reason they removed it, if you guys remember, storming Capital. Basically, GodX the homie went on Twitter and basically he said some comments that incited alt-right people to stand up against law and they wanted them to fight. And basically Twitch said, okay, this guy's inciting hate, this guy's inciting war, and Twitch was like, nah, we don't want to be involved with that. That's the history of PogChamp. So I'm going on to the next one. So this one's a quick one. Everyone knows who this man is, and this is Ninja. I do know Ninja just because of how big he was. He had for a long time on the Twitch platform the most viewed concurrent stream, and that was in 2018 when he collabed with Drake. People that were Drake fans were coming to Twitch watching Ninja and Drake play together. He's just so rich. He's one of the biggest names in gaming now. The reason Ninja is important to the Twitch platform is Ninja brought Twitch to like the real world. It put Twitch on the radar of plebs. If people did any research on Ninja, they found out about Twitch thanks to him. If Ninja didn't help support the blow up of Twitch so much in the mainstream, I think YouTube would be already way closer to taking over Twitch as the premier streaming service. That man makes this website better. Just Chatting. Just Chatting is now the biggest category on Twitch. Just Chatting encompasses basically anything on Twitch that isn't me just sitting here playing a game, except for outdoor streams. Just Chatting is pretty well criticized by larger communities out there. It encompasses so much content and different types of content. There are a lot of people who exploit it and push the boundaries of what Just Chatting should be. If we go to the Just Chatting category, we go to Just Chatting, it has 170k viewers. The only other thing that's actually higher than Just Chatting right now is League of Legends, but it's late right now. When the US is up, Just Chatting is the biggest by far. League of Legends, you got your night owls here just watching people grind it out. So here we go to Just Chatting. Let's sort by highest viewers. Now I'm going to show you why Just Chatting gets a lot of flack. So we've got a guy who doesn't speak English here. It's a French stream. This is fantastic. I think this is what Twitch imagines when we talk about Just Chatting. It's a dude. It's clearly talking about the history of Nintendo or something. I actually have no idea what he's saying. The real parts of Just Chatting where it falls on its face is stuff like this. This is a workout stream. And this is like why things like this are allowed on Twitch. But are you kidding me? This is not content, bro. Like, this is content to apparently 3,000 people right now. Homegirl has a perfectly positioned camera for her bent over leg squat things or something, right? Here's another one. I don't know what this is. Korean writing, mini skirt. I think you guys get what I mean. Just Chatting gets a lot of flack. They're cutting down on what people can and can't do, and they are banning people who push the limits. It's just a problem on Twitch if people overdo it, because at the end of the day, people are going to come in and see that on Twitch and they're not going to let their kid or whatever use Twitch. That's the pleb tier. Most of you guys would have known PogChamp, Ninja, Just Chatting, would have heard about these things. Maybe you learned something a little bit new. So we got to continue on to the next level, the golden Kappa level. So this is something that is probably new to some of you even in the chat. This is the logo for BTTV. And under this category, there's also FFFZ and other plugins. BTTV, which is this logo, stands for something called BetterTwitch.tv. It allows you to use emotes that aren't native to the Twitch platform. For example, if you search PogO, you will see this emote. If you come into my chat and you type PogO, okay, it's not enabled because it's an external Twitch emote. These are all the emotes that you can use on my channel. If I type easy clap, this guy comes up, Pepe with the fucking sick glasses and the clap emote. And you can see it in my chat because I have this extension installed up here somewhere in my Chrome extensions. But if you, a regular, just non-plugin user, type easy clap, all you will see is the text easy clap. There's also the other plugin that's really popular, FrankerFaceZ. Is basically the exact same website, but different emotes. This is something that the average Twitch viewer, not the average, the normie Twitch viewer would have no idea about. The next one we have is loot drops. For anyone who doesn't know, loot drops are in-game collectibles, items, or even codes for games that you can collect by watching streams. Loot drops have also come under some scrutiny. Valorant was the biggest instance of this happening, and it was fake loot drops. Streamers were streaming and saying loot drops enabled in their title, and only specific streamers could get it, and it would get them a lot of viewers. But a lot of these streamers didn't have drops enabled. All these people were pretending to have loot drops, getting viewers. People watching their streams weren't even getting any of the rewards back. Another thing that streamers were doing, whether they had loot drops or not, streamers would pre-record their content and then just replay the stream. So streamers were streaming for 24 hours. They were streaming for 48 hours. And all it was them replaying videos of their stream. Some streamers were doing it and getting over 70K viewers live. What they do is, to get these loot drops, they would put their account on Twitch and they would leave the stream open and go AFK and just leave. Twitch has no way of telling you're watching. It's just a show. They can't see you watching. People with 70K viewer streams would have no chat, and it was just AFK people over and over again watching fake gameplay that wasn't live. It was just a video. And this was a huge problem for Twitch. They got a lot tighter with the rules and a lot of people got in trouble for it. But this is something that happens with loot drops a lot. And now people don't do like non-live streams for loot drops. But what people don't like about loot drops as well is streamers get massive amounts of viewership for loot drops because it's an in-game currency, and some people see it as unfair. I think if you have a reason to have loot drops enabled on your channel, you probably deserve to like get this influx of viewers. It is what it is. Okay, the final one of the golden Kappa tier is speedrunning. There's nothing too crazy about speedrunning, except for the people who are actually speedrunning the game and what they do. Speedrunning games has been around for a long time. Speedrunning has now even carried over to 2021. People are speedrunning really popular games. The biggest of them all is Minecraft speedruns. Minecraft speedruns blew up on YouTube, Dream. It's one of the biggest reasons Minecraft is so huge right now. It's a modernized speedrunning, but the whole Twitch community of speedrunning at the moment, I believe, is built on old school games, Mario 64. It is a more aged community of Twitch. There have been some really obscure speedruns on Twitch, such as the 40-gram Pringle speedrun. I'm just gonna pull that up for you guys now. I want you guys to see this with me. I'm so surprised that this is a thing.
Come on.
They'd be destroying his throat right now.
Done.
That is some of the speedruns that are just very obscure out there in the speedrunning community, and some of them being very notably shown on Twitch. This is the main thing that I wanted to talk about for the speedrunning category and the more Iceberg side of things. Speedrunning is also very easily fake. This happens a lot. It happens on YouTube and it happens on Twitch. People who speedrun on Twitch are usually recognized as legitimate because you're doing it live. Why would someone fake a speed run live? It's a lot harder to get a speed run if you're doing it live. You've got pressure, you got all these things, and it's a lot hard to get away with faking something if you're doing it live. People on Twitch do fake speed runs, and you've got this guy. This guy did a blindfolded speed run of Mario 64. Apparently, throughout this video, people went back and looked, and they looked intently. He could see around this mask. He just saw so many different things throughout the game. It was not a blind speedrun. There's also a bunch of other ones that people know are fake. There are some where people speedrun with hand cams. Basically, what they see is that the things happening on screen are not actually what's happening on camera. That takes a lot of effort and a lot of syncing and a lot of speedrunning moderators to check out. Faking speedruns happens quite frequently, even if it's live on Twitch. So that is the speedrunning category on Twitch. Continuing on, we're going to the third tier, the Pepe tier. Getting a little bit deeper. So these things may be less and less recognizable to you guys as we go further on. LSF. This is live stream fails. Live stream fails is a platform dedicated to Twitch for posting live stream fails. The reason why live stream fails is so successful is it's all funny, it's all good content, but sometimes some of the content is faked artificial, or curated. In the majority of popular streamers, it's baited. So as you guys may be accustomed to, the streamers like Mizkif, XQC, they make content that is excitable and over exaggerated. And a lot of them grow their platforms by baiting moments that they know will just do well on live stream fails. Someone will ask Mizkif, oh, do you know D? He's heard the joke a million times, but it'll just say who. And the person will go, D's nuts. It'll be a live stream fail and it'll go on LSF. Mizkif knows this and other streamers do this 24/7. All they do is they just bait LSF clips and they churn them out and they post them. It's like, ha ha ha. For a lot of people, this is frowned upon. I don't think anyone ever goes out of their way very often to complain about it. Relevant to me, this is why I put LSF in there. A lot of people would have found me because I was on LSF when I dislocated my shoulder. And this post was top of live stream fails for a while. And now on Twitch, it has 493,000 views. I whip, I dislocate my arm, and I go to hospital. Moral of the story. During this entire thing, I'm just screaming. The entire time. Screaming for my mom. In pain. Off to the hospital I go. That's what we go show. But that's live stream fails. Streamers bait it. But there's authentic content out there. And that's what gets on the top of live stream fails, baby. The next thing on the Twitch Iceberg tier list is an Andy. This is a picture of the famous comedian, MTV star, whatever accolades you want to point out to him, Andy Milonakis. Why is Andy Milonakis relevant to Twitch? And Andy is basically the general term to describe anyone who does something repeatedly. If I sit here and made Iceberg tier lists over and over and over again, I would be an Iceberg tier list Andy. The most common way the term Andy is used is a react Andy. People like XQC and Mizkif, popular streamers, they sit there and they watch content and they just react to it. Every single big streamer pretty much does it. This is more to show where the term Andy came from. The term Andy came from a now banned Twitch streamer, IcePoseidon. IcePoseidon was an IRL streamer who would stream himself traveling around the US or other countries doing dumb shit. He was a man with Asperger's. He liked to go up to people, felt no shame, and he just did crazy things. And he always likens his Asperger's to why he had so much confidence doing just crazy shit, because he just didn't care. Because of how radical and how crazy he was, he became one of the most popular Twitch streamers in the IRL platform, and he had thousands and thousands of viewers. So what people started to do was they would go into public and they would go and find IcePoseidon. One of these people was Andy Milonakis. Then another person came, was a guy called Andy Martin. Andy Milonakis was already joining the streams from time to time. So there was two people called Andy, so they couldn't call both of them Andy. So IcePoseidon decided to call Andy Martin Mexican Andy because he was Mexican. So then there was Mexican Andy. And then there was just Andy Milonakis with the original Andy. Then other people who would join the stream just started getting the name Andy. There was Asian Andy, who was also actually, his actual name was Andy as well. Mexican Andy, Asian Andy, and there was a bunch of other Andys. They just started calling everyone Andy. People in his chat, they would see someone and call them Andy. So if you type react Andy, you will see this. And you see Andy Milonakis, you see more Andy Milonakis, and in the top corner, you see Asian Andy here, and I assume this would be Mexican Andy, okay? And then you can also see streamers like Mizkif. You can see Greek. Greek is the king of React Andys here. You got Trainwrecks, XQC. But anyways, this is React Andys. And then the next one is VTubers. I had to do a fair bit of research for this one. VTubers on Twitch are becoming very popular. Even PewDiePie did a VTuber video the other day. Pokimane, one of the biggest Twitch streamers, has a VTuber. Before all of these people, VTubers originated from Japan. So VTubers were popularized by Japanese streamers who, instead of using face cameras, would use these animated characters that would motion track their body or their faces or whatever they set it up to do, usually just their facial expressions, as an anime character. And obviously anime, Japan, Japanese streamers make sense. Japanese people wanted to stream as anime characters, so they created VTubing. Now Twitch's audience is predominantly, I think it's Spanish and English, so VTubing has only just come to us in the past few months. It started to gain popularity. It's literally just a way to stream and look perfect and look like a little character rather than showing your face, which is normal to the platform. This is someone who kind of crosses the boundaries of what a VTuber can be. I'm sure a lot of you have seen her. This is Code Miko. She has full body tracking. So basically she has this entire setup. It shows her hand movements, everything. And she has this character which mimics everything she does. She does it in person, she does it here. She is really the shining edge and pushing the edge of what VTubers can do. She can stand up in an imaginary space as a character and interact with things. So she can open a fridge, she can close a fridge. This is really like the next generation of what VTubers are going to be. And this is in its infancy, and I only see it growing on Twitch, but it's just something that I wanted to point out. Continuing on, we go further into the list. We are now going to the next level of the list. The WeirdChamp Tier. I'm not gonna lie, when I put this list together, this is probably the most shoddy of them all. The bait and switch link is a very, very old thing to Twitch. It's not very common anymore. You don't see it very often. They were prolific in the inception of Twitch and its infancy age and a lot of the internet. What a bait and switch link is it's a link that's put in Twitch chat. You guys have seen them before. It's people advertising websites that say, hey, come to this link and you can buy followers and things like that. Before those were popularized on Twitch, there was these things called bait and switch links, which were bought by so many people and were easy to get when the internet wasn't as popular. There were links out there that were www.twitch.tv, except the I was an L, or it was .tvv or something like that, right? There was so many different things and so many different letter combinations for links that Twitch was swarmed by them and had bots on every single channel. And because Twitch was such a new platform, a lot of people were going to it, a lot of people were getting scammed, and people were losing their information, passwords, they were getting hacked, they were getting bugs on their computer, whatever it may be. This was just super abused on Twitch, and Twitch didn't have a way of easily moderating these things like they do now. Like, someone comes into my chat and they spam a link, I ban them. All these things. The next stage of the WeirdChamp Tier is Twitch Sings. Twitch Sings was a platform developed by Twitch, and it was for streamers to have singing competitions. Basically, what Twitch Sings became was a place for streamers to come and just fail at singing. It was all just bad clips of streamers doing awful jobs at singing, collaborations between big streamers having sing-offs, all this just random content. On January 1st of 2021, Twitch Sings was closed and no longer able to be accessed. The reason Twitch closed Twitch Sings, they are moving their resources to other things on the Twitch platform because Twitch Sings was just not used enough and it didn't pull the numbers. I don't know how hard it is to run Twitch Sings, but I would actually think that the reason they closed Twitch Sings is it's probably pretty hard for Twitch to run Twitch Sings with all of the DMCA problems they're having, because all of the songs that Twitch was able to use on Twitch Sings after all these DMCA problems are probably pretty trash. The Twitch karaoke was killed at the start of this year. The next one. This one was so far the most interesting to me, and a lot of you probably will have never heard about this one. This is the WeirdChamp badge. The WeirdChamp badge was meant to appear next to your name when you create a large amount of quality clips on a channel. This was announced in 2018. So over 3 years ago, and they even have logos for the Twitch clip. They have articles on it. But to this day, I have never seen a Twitch clips icon. The WeirdChamp badge. It's on Reddit. It's on Twitch articles. It's all over the internet. I even went and found an article for it from 2018. Here is an article talking about the Twitch clip badge. It's talking about all the updates it's having on June 25th, 2018, February 28th, 2018, whatever. So the last update was June 25th, 2018. And all they said was, we changed the WeirdChamps icon to Power Clippers as a different name. And that's the final update they ever had. And they even have a screenshot of it right here. And they even have a tab to show that who the top clippers are alongside the top cheerers, I believe, is something that they were trying to show. I don't know what happened to it. Twitch never announced it. I don't even know if it was ever used in Twitch. I wasn't a massive Twitch user in 2018. Ever since June 25th, 2018, Twitch has never spoken about it, and they've never mentioned it, and I've never seen it. No single Twitch user or streamer that I asked about this in my research of this told me they knew about it. They've never heard of it. They've never seen it, but it is a thing out there, and that's why it's halfway down the tier list, because it's like kind of interesting, and no one really knows about it. At the end of the day, it's just a badge. No one really cares. It's interesting to hear. The WaitWhat tier list. We're over halfway now. So the first one on the list is a grayed out Twitch logo, but that grayed out Twitch logo represents banned games on Twitch. When you think of Twitch, I think predominantly about gaming, but I don't really ever think about what's actually banned on Twitch. If you search on Google banned Twitch games, there is a list of 36 games officially banned by Twitch. If you're caught playing these games on your Twitch account, it will be banned for infringing the terms of service. Some of these games on the list seem to share a lot of similarity. So there's a game called Sakura Angels, okay, and this is banned. There was a trend of 2D anime women in bikinis in a fair few games in these lists. There was like 12 games in the Sakura series. Most of the other games banned on the list are either similar to the Sakura series or they're basically very violent or very racist. An example of a game I found on this list, which was basically under the other category of games, under like violent racist stuff. Ethnic cleansing. Basically, the goal of this game was to kill any single person who wasn't white. You can probably imagine why that game was banned off Twitch. I will show you a picture of the game, okay? So this is the Wikipedia page for the game Ethnic Cleansing, the video game. Basically, if you quickly look over to here, the game is flagged as anti-Semitic. So that's the banned games of Twitch. The next one is something I found really interesting. Mugen betting. This little screenshot, it's basically a little Street Fighter style game. Mugen is a 2D fighting game engine developed in 1999. It was used to make fighting games by lots and lots of different developers. Then the Mugen fighting game basically became its own dedicated game where developers would develop their own characters for the game and they would stream it on Twitch. And this was the first instance of betting on Twitch. A developer would create a character and another developer would create another character for the game. They would show their stats and then they would show the art of the character. And people would bet through a website that was linked in the Twitch Mugen chat. People would bet on who would win, and it was a pretty big betting thing. Even to this day, if we search up Mugen on Twitch, I'm pretty sure it's actually a thing still. So we've gone to Mugen on Twitch. There is a stream with 500 viewers called Salty Bet, and it's still thriving today, where you can go to saltybet.com and bet. You can bet on this guy to win, you can bet on that guy to win. Pretty interesting. It's actually kind of cool to see that this channel has been going for so long. The stream's been on for 14 hours right now, and this channel's probably been going for years. So that is Mugen betting. And then the next one on the tier list is something that I only found out and heard about this year. This infinity symbol represents the infinite subscription. So, as some of you guys will know, you can subscribe to a Twitch channel. A lot of you guys in the chat right now are subscribed to the Twitch channel. But there are infinite subs. Any single channel that is partnered to Twitch TV can give a partner sub. And that means that Twitch channel can give any single account a lifetime sub. But they can only give 3 lifetime subs to any single person. I actually have no idea how to give these lifetime subs. I'm a partnered streamer and I have no idea how to do it, but I did research it and it is a thing. With that being said, with the lifetime subs, they don't make you any money. They're not paid subs, they're just free. So it's kind of just a flex for someone to be like, hey, I'm a lifetime sub forever. And it's non-refundable and that's it. So you got to choose wisely. So now we're going on to the next tier, and this is the boomer tier. Justin TV. Okay, this is the boomer tier, and this is the first one in the boomer tier. There's Justin TV. If you ain't a boomer of Twitch, you have no idea what Justin TV is. Justin TV is actually what Twitch used to be. Justin TV is Twitch TV. If you search Justin TV, you will be redirected to twitch.tv. Justin TV was originally created by a guy called Justin Khan and his group of mates in 2017, and it was created purely to live broadcast gaming content. People started using Justin TV though for other uses. They started sharing X-rated content, movies, TV shows. In 2007, there was no way to stop content like movies, TV shows being shared, all these things. 2007 to 2011, Justin TV was kind of like the wild, wild west. It grew as a gaming space. It gained a lot of notoriety and popularity. And eventually in 2011, they rebranded to Twitch.tv. If you go to Twitch and you search Justin, now it doesn't show up at the top, but if you go down, it says past videos and it says Justin. This is the original owner account of Twitch.tv and it's called Welcome to Justin TV. And this is the creator of Twitch, Justin.
To start broadcasting, please click the large red button in the upper right hand corner. If you have any questions, you can ask them at www.justin.tv/help. Have fun.
There you go. That is one of the first ever clips you can find out there of Justin TV. The next one is another one that I found really, really interesting. And this is Brain Slug. So if you guys go and type in the chat right now, Brain Slug, you will actually see the Brain Slug emote that we have today. It is the Brain Slug from Futurama. This emote on the screen was the original Brain Slug emote. This emote looks fine, right? Why is this not the Brain Slug emote? The reason it was changed was because of the history of this emote. So the face of the emote is a game caster. His name was Buana. This emote was usually used in Twitch chats as a reaction emote. Through the evolution of this emote, the Brain Slug emote basically became the emote to represent racism. And that's basically what this emote became. Anytime someone with a dark complexion came up, that emote was put on the screen. And it's basically what people use as another famous common emote that we use right now. I'm talking about try hard. This emote got removed because of people, just being racist. But carrying on from that one, this little picture down here, and this one's a little bit hard to see. It's like an anime princess looking ass thing. This next part of Twitch is a place and a game called Anime Land. So Anime Land was a game that was released in Japan in 1995. It was used by Twitch streamers to hide them streaming anime. So on Twitch, you're not meant to just watch anime because it's copyrighted content. You can't just sit there and broadcast anime. What people would do, they would choose that they were playing this game called Anime Land, which is an actual Japanese game, and what they would do is just broadcast them watching anime, or they would just broadcast anime with no one even sitting there. Twitch has cracked down on this a lot, and it doesn't happen as much anymore, but the Anime Land category still exists today. It's still a thing. So I'm gonna show you. If we go to the category, we'll click Anime Land, and as you can see, it's still a thing. We're on the Anime Land section. Someone's watching One Punch Man. Someone's watching, I don't know what this is. There's this. There's Futurama, there's Pokemon, there's Naruto. Now, people have gotten a lot smarter because a lot of channels usually just get banned real quick for being here. So what people do is they stream in other game categories or other places, even without a category. It used to be a lot more popular. The Anime Land category itself has 75,000 followers. That's a lot of people. But yeah, that's Anime Land. Now we're going to an even deeper level of the iceberg. We have got down to the final. Actually, I have another level below this one, but I've hidden it. The last level is kind of messed up. We've got this little Twitch logo, which represents the Twitch VOD archives. Twitch VOD archives, you may be wondering, video content on Twitch. Easy, that's VODs. You can go find anyone's VODs by just going to the video section of their channel. But where the information for VOD archives goes, there's actually a subsection of the VOD archives called the private VOD archives. They're private because no one's meant to be able to access them. Twitch is a company with a lot of flaws, and they have private VOD archives which are very easily accessed by the general public. What do I mean by that? The private VOD archive stores every clip ever on Twitch. Deleted clips, clips from banned streamers, any single kind of clip, anything that ever been on Twitch is in these private VOD archives. People have found a way to access these VOD archives. People being naked, people getting hurt, things that people just didn't want to see, people doxing people. I watched a video on how to access them. It's really, really easy. I'm not going to share it. I don't want people to go around doxing people and finding their private information and doing bad things. You're not meant to be able to find the archives of any streamers. The really, really other big problem with this is DMCA problems. So DMCA companies can strike you on Twitch for listening to their music. What streamers do to get around this problem, they delete their VODs with the music so they don't get in trouble and they don't get huge fines from record labels. But because of these private VOD archives, some music companies have gone and found these VODs of streamers listening to their music, which they have copyright to. And streamers have been banned for clips that are deleted off their channel. So music companies are finding these private things and banning Twitch streamers from the platform. Now, this has happened to a few streamers out there. There's a way to fight this and argue it, but if you get caught by the music finding bots out there from these big companies, it's going to be a real big battle to get unbanned and get out of trouble. That is the private VOD archives. The next one on this list is the travel and outdoors section. You may be wondering, why is the travel and outdoors section so deep down in the Iceberg tier list for Twitch? What is so bad about the travel and outdoors category? Like, why? I would solely credit to the streamer IcePoseidon and other IRL streamers such as Asian Andy, both streamers banned from the Twitch platform. What these streamers would do was they would go out and do really dumb shit in public. They would harass people. They would have text-to-speech donations on their stream. So what they would do famously was IcePoseidon or Asian Andy would go into public places with text-to-speech donations, which means you can donate to their stream and a message would be played out loud on a speaker. Except when you give the power to Twitch chat for them to say whatever they want, people will say really messed up things. They were saying racist things, homophobic things, anything negative to get their streamers in trouble in public. They would stream under the most popular category on Twitch, just chatting. Just chatting didn't really represent what these streamers were doing. Finally, the straw that broke the camel's back was Ice. The famous IRL streamer was one day streaming on Twitch and he was at an airport and showed what airport that he was at. People were able to figure out what gate he was at and what flight he was catching based on his position in the airport. Basically, they figured out what flight he was on. They called up the airport and they said, hey, this guy's got a bomb on the plane. They called it a bomb threat. Twitch got a lot of hate by regular news media for IcePoseidon's actions. A lot of these streamers who did IRL streaming eventually got banned and pushed out of the Twitch platform. Twitch couldn't handle getting all this flack from the real news media. When all these Twitch streamers were banned that kept doing these things, the travel and outdoors section was created. And it was created for any single other streamer who wanted to do outdoor activity. And that is the creation of the travel and outdoors section on Twitch. Now we must continue on to the final section of the MonkaS tier, which is a big cross. And what does the big cross represent? We're talking about banned streamers. I did a lot of research for this one. We are touching on the banning system of Twitch. We're going to talk about bans that people have gotten and bans that people didn't get, and the scrutiny that Twitch has been under from these bans. Starting off, we'll talk about a streamer who is now banned called Behavior. This is a really big event that happened in Twitch history recently, and she was a Twitch streamer that created a Twitch stream with the intention of advertising her OnlyFans. On her stream, she wore really revealing clothing and started to dance and share her OnlyFans. What this girl did was when she was dancing, she bent over, showed everything to the camera, showed the taco of the female body, and you know, she did a little bit of action to show what was within that taco. She got a 3-day ban. This is just part of the scrutiny that Twitch has undergone. Twitch is criticized a lot. I had to do research for this topic, but I did find the clip. It is more R-rated than the R-rated content that I see. After a lot of hate from the Twitch community, she got permabanned. But the fact still stands. How ridiculous was it that she got a 3-day ban initially? How can you not look at that situation and instantly ban that person? I will now present to you a story of another streamer who was instantly banned without warning and without strikes. There is a streamer and her name is Tehuhu. She is a female streamer from Brazil. She is a professional Valorant player for the organization in esports called INTZ. They're massive in Brazil, absolutely huge. They have a female Valorant team, and this woman is part of that team. She was streaming on Twitch one day. Someone came to her house at the door, and she had to go attend the door while she was streaming. And this woman, she has a 3-year-old kid who can walk, do little toddler stuff. So this streamer's child walked into the room, fully clothed and everything. No problem. It's just a kid. And what happened was the kid walked over to the computer and looked at the camera. From this child looking at the stream, her stream was banned. She was banned for 2 minutes of a toddler being on stream. The reason Twitch permanently banned her was because apparently you can't have children on stream unattended because the age to have a Twitch account is 13. Now, there was a massive amount of uproar and frustration from Twitch because a woman can spread her taco, get 3-day ban. This girl got insta-banned. She did eventually get unbanned, but it just does show that the moderation and ban system of Twitch, it just doesn't make sense, and there's a lot of just idiocracy that goes around. That is the closure of the banned stream topic. As you guys can see, this is all the levels of the iceberg except for one. This is the final one that I'd like to reveal to you because we have another level of the iceberg, and this is a kind of different to all of the ones on Twitch because this one is a story that happened around Twitch. It's not about Twitch, it's about streamers in general and people, and this is the Sag tier. If you don't like strong themes and sad themes, you don't want to watch this one, I want to share the final story of a streamer who, to my knowledge and research, is the only streamer to ever have passed away while streaming. This is the story of PogChamp. He's a Twitch streamer who is live streaming and attempting a 24-hour charity stream playing the game World of Tanks. He's a 35-year-old man and a father of 3 children. It was about 22 hours into his live stream where he stepped away from his camera to go have a cigarette break. When he went away from that stream, he didn't come back, and his stream was kind of worried about him after a while, and eventually authorities were called to his house because he never returned. People went to his house and they found him outside of his house on his deck. Nobody really knows the real cause of his passing. It's really sad to see someone pass away, especially in our community, but it does raise concerns of streaming for a long time. So PogChamp was known for streaming long hours back to back to back. Before his 24-hour stream, he did really long streams, 12+ hour streams, close to 20-hour streams, and he did this for like days and days and days. People don't know why he passed away. The theorized reasons was extreme exhaustion. His body wasn't functioning very well from lack of sleep, and he was just streaming ridiculous amount of hours every single day. He did drinking streams and all these things, and basically it resulted in really poor health for him streaming, and I assume dwindling mental health as well would have just made him just stream more. This is the guy, PogChamp, his 24-hour marathon stream. This is like just before he leaves, and yeah, he left stream, never came back, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just sad. I'm sorry it had to end on a bad note, but that is an iceberg. It is the twisted side of Twitch, the unknown information of the platform, and it's the depths that people don't really get to see. So I hope you learned something. I hope you found it interesting. That is the Twitch iceberg. Appreciate you guys, and thank you for watching Twitch Iceberg.